This is another Debate Talk for You radio public announcement. The views and opinions expressed by individuals on this platform, the callers, plus invited guests, are their own. The information you hear does not reflect the overall views of all parties associated with this brand. We encourage everyone to research all things heard live or via archive for edification purposes. Discretion is advised.
Does your new or existing business need a strong online presence? With close to 4 billion people using the internet every single day, it's imperative that your business product or service is easily found by those searching for what you offer. Welcome to My Hosting Plus, your #1 online service provider. Our team of highly talented web developers and graphic designers specialize in creating eye-catching, pixel-perfect websites and graphics that are highly successful in converting leads into ongoing customers. No need to go elsewhere for web hosting, domains, professional emails, and social marketing. My Hosting Plus offers a one-stop shop experience that our clients love and appreciate. So what are you waiting for? Head on over to myhostingplus.com today and let our team elevate your business to the next level.
Don't touch that dial. You're now listening to Debate Talk for You Radio.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you guys doing? Welcome to another show. You're now listening to Season 9 of Debate Talk Free Radio. I'm your host, Sal Showtime, and we are back once again with another classic show for you guys. We appreciate the family that's tuned in via phone, via Skype, checking out the show on social media, on Facebook. We appreciate the family. Today's show is entitled The Tanakh Only Challenge, Unifying Our Nation. Once again, today's show is entitled The Tanakh Only Challenge, Unifying Our Nation. If you're new to the program, if you're not familiar with Debate Talk for You, this particular challenge has been issued by Brother Josh from Absolute Bible Truth to all the Tanakh Only brothers and sisters out there. And my special guest, which I'm going to name in a few minutes, has decided to take on the challenge tonight, right here on Debate Talk for You Radio. Let's introduce him to the world. This is Ouidah Israel. Welcome to the show.
Shalom, shalom. How y'all doing out there?
All right, doing pretty good, man. What's going on with you?
Man, just sitting back here, just chilling, trying to get this information out, and man, hopefully it just come through and take heed to some brothers and sisters, and man, just rock with it.
All right.
I appreciate it.
You know, that before we begin, of course, let the family know like what you're doing. If you have any websites or anything that you're doing on the side, let them know.
Yeah, you can. You can find me, my sister, and Brother Kalaya. We are up on a YouTube channel, Resurrection the Remnant, and we also have another platform called RTR Scattered Abroad, which we do dialogues with other groups and individuals where we talk about the scriptures. And Resurrection the Remnant, we just go straight through laws and testimonies. We try to rehearse the righteous act. So you can find me, my brother Kalaya, and my sister Raya Elam. We handling our business on this platform, trying to make our people aware of who they are and what we should be doing in today's time.
All right. Once again, special guest is Ouidah Israel. And, of course, we always give acknowledgement to the reader. So, reader, introduce yourself to the world.
My sister Elam, go and introduce yourself.
Shalom, everybody. This is Sister Elam. Just going to be reading for Brother Ouidah tonight. And I got a lot of good information for everybody on our videos. You come to the platform, got any questions, just leave a comment. Love to hear from you.
All right. Well, we appreciate you for being here on Debate Talk for You Radio. So we're going to get this thing started. Like I always say, get your pen and pad ready, take down some notes. And if you have any questions or comments at all, feel free to call in. The number is 319-527-6239. That's 527-6239. You can also email me at debatetalkforyou@gmail.com. That's debate24 and the letter U at gmail.com. You can email me your questions, your comments, and I'll gladly read them out live as the show progresses. Some of the rules for the Tanakh Challenge. The rules are there's no name calling, no personal attacks towards another individual. Use Torah only to teach and do not utter the name, New Testament, Jesus, Yeshua, Yahawashi, etc. These are the rules that Brother Josh implemented for this Tanakh Only Challenge. Let's get this class started. Without further ado, Ouidah, you can begin. All right, hold on. I think we're not getting them right now. All right, Ouidah, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you can begin. You can begin the class.
Okay. Sister Elam, can you read Psalms 25 for us? And this is a prayer that David made to the Most High. And get an understanding of we reverence the Most High when we pray and give all honors and glory to Him. So let's open up with a prayer in Psalms 25.
Unto thee, O Most High, do I lift up my soul. O my power, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not my enemies triumph over me. Yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without cause. Show me thy ways, O Aya. Teach me thy paths. Lead me in thy truth and teach me, for thou art the power of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. Remember, O Most High, thy tender mercies and thy loving kindnesses, for they have ever been of old. Remember not the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions, according to thy mercy. Remember thou me for thy goodness' sake, O Most High. Good and upright is the Almighty, therefore will he teach sinners in the way. The meek will he guide in judgment, and the meek will he teach his way. All the paths of the Almighty are mercy and truth unto such as keep his covenant and his testimonies. For thy name's sake, O Aya, pardon mine iniquity, for it is great. What man is he that feareth the Most High? Him shall he teach in the way that he shall choose. His soul shall dwell at ease, and his seed shall inherit the earth. The secret of the Almighty is with them that fear him, and he will show them his covenant. Mine eyes are ever towards the Almighty, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. Turn thee unto me and have mercy upon me, for I am desolate and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. O bring me out of my distresses. Look upon my affliction and my pain, and forgive all my sins. Consider my enemies, for what they are many, and they hate me with cruel hatred. O keep my soul, and deliver me. Let me not be ashamed, for I put my trust in thee. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Redeem Yasharal, O Most High, out of all his troubles.
Selah. Okay. Dude, last time we talked about on the platform, we was talking about learning about reading the Most High's Word and how to understand the meanings of his laws. And due to the fact that we know that we are in captivity, that we want to show some scriptures according to the law and testimony where our people did keep the laws even in their captivity. And see, this is more like of a handbook, a guidebook, what's going to help us now in today's time how to abide in the law. You know what I'm saying? So we want to give a testimony according to, let's go to Exodus 1. And we want to talk about the Hebrew maids who had Pharaoh was in fear the Hebrews that they was becoming many, where he ordered the Hebrew midwives to drown the Hebrew men in the Nile River. And then we're going to show you that even the Hebrew maids kept the law in captivity. So let's go to Exodus 1, and we're going to read the testimony in the first chapter. You can read, sister.
Okay, you want it from the top?
Yeah, from the top.
Now these are the names which the children of Yasharal, which came unto Egypt. Every man in his household came with Yaakov: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Yehuda, Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin, Dan, and Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Yaakov were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Yasharal were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, Behold, the people of the children of Yasharal are more and mightier than we. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. Therefore they did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens, and they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses. But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew. And they were grieved because of the children of Yasharal. And the Egyptians made the children of Yasharal to serve with rigor. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage in mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor. And the king of Egypt spoke to the Hebrew midwives, of which the name of one was Siphrah, and the name of the other Puah. And he said, When ye do the office of the midwife to the Hebrew women, and see them upon the stools, if it be a son, then you shall kill him. But if it be a daughter, then she shall live. But the midwives feared the Most High, and did not as the king of Egypt commanded them, but saved the men children alive. And the king of Egypt called for the midwives, and said unto them, Why have you done this thing, and have saved the men children alive? And the midwives said unto Pharaoh, Because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, and are delivered ere the midwives come in unto them. Therefore the Most High dealt well with the midwives, and the people multiplied and waxed very mighty. And it came to pass, because the midwives feared the Most High, that he made them houses. And Pharaoh charged all his people, saying, Every son that is born ye shall cast into the river, and every daughter ye shall save alive.
Okay, so according to this chapter right here, what we read, we see that the Hebrew midwives were told to kill the Hebrew males and drown them in the river, which they did not do. The law, what we see up in the Ten Commandments, was Exodus 20 and 13, where the laws tells us thou shalt not kill. You see what I'm saying? And we got other laws that indicate about that should not kill. So, let's look at the laws about Exodus 21:12. Read that for me, sister, if you can.
Okay. And it says, honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days may be long upon the land which the Most High giveth thee.
Okay. Genesis 9:6.
Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed. For in the image of the Most High made he man.
Give me Leviticus 24:17.
And he that killeth any man shall surely be put to death.
Okay. So what we doing right now, we going according to the instructions of the Most High, how to read and understand the laws of the Most High. Because in Isaiah 28:10, God said, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line upon line, here a little and there a little. And we understand that the word precept in the Hebrew word is morah, which means commandment, ordinance, and oracle. So what we're doing right now, we are reading according to the commandments. And then we could get our understanding, you know what I'm saying, through the testimony, showing you how to understand and interpret the law. You see what I'm saying? So let's go to Numbers 35 and 33.
So ye shall not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood it defiles the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it.
So what we see right here, now let's go to a testimony. Let's go to 1 Kings 2:26.
And to Abithar, the priest, said the king, get thee to Anathoth, unto thine own fields, for thou art worthy of death. But I will not at this time put thee to death, because thou bearest the ark of the Most High before David my father, and because thou hast been afflicted in all wherein my father was afflicted.
Okay. So we got more testimonies, but this is just give you an understanding according to the testimony how we supposed to live in today's time. So due to the fact that we understand according to the prophecy what the Most High told us and Deuteronomy 28 and 36, that he's saying that we was going to serve our enemies and worship their gods, wood and stone. So you have to understand, Israel, if you truly know that you are Israelite, you know this is not your place to rest. Y'all tell you that this world that we living in today is completely polluted. Everything's been turned upside down, what we read in Isaiah 24:1, that they go against the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. So we have to understand being Israel is meaning not to followed in the ways of the heathen. You see what I'm saying? So we need to understand that even in your captivity, Yah tells us not to follow the ways of these other nations. And this is what we need to understand. So let's show the law according to not following other nations by us being in captivity, how we supposed to deal with each other even in our captivity. So let's start in Leviticus 18:3, precept upon precept.
After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do, and after the doings of the land of Canaan, whither I bring you, shall ye not do, neither shall ye walk in their ordinances.
Okay, Leviticus 20:23.
And ye shall not walk in the manners of the nation which I cast out before you, for they committed all these things, and therefore I abhorred them.
Okay. Now we're going to go to Deuteronomy 12 chapter 30 and 31, and then we're going to go into a testimony.
You said Deuteronomy 12?
Yes. The 12th chapter, 30 and 31.
Okay. Take heed to thyself, that thou be not snared by following them, after that they be destroyed from before thee. And that thou inquire not after their gods, saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise.
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Thou shalt not do so unto the Most High thy power, for every abomination to the Almighty which he hateth have they done unto their deities. For even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their deities. What things soever I command you, observe to do it. Thou shalt not add thereto, nor diminish from it.
Okay. So now let's go to the testimony, and we're going to read in the book of Jeremiah, and we're going to talk about what our people do when they celebrate these holidays which Yah told us not to follow. And this one specifically is talking about Christmas, right? So let's go into the book of Jeremiah. We're going to read the 10th chapter, and we're going to read, read 1 through 5.
Hear ye the word which the Almighty speaketh unto you, O house of Yasharal. Thus saith the Almighty, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
Okay. So when we see this testimony, we see why is it that our people celebrate Christmas? It's in the Bible. Yah tells us not to follow the ways of the heathen. And still we have our people still following the customs of the white man. I mean, every holiday they could think of that our people continue to involve themselves in something what Yah is completely against. You see what I'm saying? So we need to understand us as Hebrew Israelites. We look to the east. Everywhere where Yah said he has set his name in Jerusalem, we pray to the east. We don't follow the ways of men. You see what I'm saying? So Yah tells us to keep his commandments. No matter what condition that we're in, whether we be in our own land or even in the land of our enemies, we are still to keep the laws, right? So this is the one I did all night. Well, we're going to have one. We had a brother B.A. said where he talked about we want to deal with the ways of marriage. We got a whole bunch of laws concerning stipulating our marriage. Because, see, our marriage is completely different from that of the heathen. This ain't nothing like you just go, you know what I'm saying, put a ring on a woman's finger and you go schedule or set a date for a marriage ceremony in a year's time. Because, see, Yah says whenever you have sex with a woman, when you go in unto that woman, that's your wife. You can't even put her away. You see what I'm saying? So we need to understand as Hebrew Israelite, when you deal with a woman, your laws is completely different from these other people. And see, this is why we have a lot of turmoil in this world where we have the women against the men because the men fail to live up to their expectation and do what's necessary according to the laws of Yah. When you marry a woman, when you have sex with a woman, that's your wife. You can't turn her away for nothing in the world. Now, if you turn her away, you allow her to commit adultery. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we talked about in the law, that when Yah said that you polluted the land. You see what I'm saying? So we need to understand, hey, when you deal with a Hebrew woman and you have sex with her, hey, it's official. You don't need no ring. You don't need no marriage ceremony, no nothing. That's your wife. So let's go up into the laws where we finna deal with the topic of marriage. And it's a whole bunch of them. So I stayed up all night writing these. Right. Let's go into Genesis 2 and 18. And then you're going to read Genesis 2 and 24. And then we're going to go into the testimony showing how marriage is dealt amongst a Hebrew man to a Hebrew woman.
And the Most High said, "It is not good that a man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him."
Okay. And Genesis 2 and 24.
"Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." Okay.
Now we finna show some testimonies, different ways of how marriage was brought about. Whether this ain't just like where you just met a woman and she started digging on you, and y'all start getting together and y'all end up having a relationship. Let's show you how how his father Abraham sent his servant to find him a wife. And you're going to know within this time, for us Hebrew males, it was all the father's major role to be a part of their sons and daughters' life. Whether they was going to find the right woman or the right man for their sons or their daughter to intermarry. Because, see, the thing is, we got laws where we can't deal with the other nations until they accept our covenant and our God. We wasn't not allowed to intermarry with them. We was only allowed to intermarry with our own people. You see what I'm saying? So let's go into the testimony and see how Abraham sought out a helpmate for his son Isaac. Let's go into Genesis 24. And we finna get that got 67 verses. We finna just chop it up because we got plenty of time. Let's go to Genesis 24.
And where you want to start at?
You can start from the top, sis. Let me know if you need me to read something for you.
Okay. And Abraham was old and well stricken in age, and the Almighty had blessed Abraham in all things. And Abraham said unto his eldest servant of his house that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray thee, thy hand under my thigh, and I will make thee swear by the Most High, the power of heaven and the power of the earth, that thou shalt not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell. But thou shalt go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Yishak. And the servant said unto him, Peradventure the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I need bring thy son again unto the land from whence thou camest? And Abraham said unto him, Be aware that thou bring not my son thither again. For the Most High of heaven, which took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and which spake unto me, and that sware unto me, saying, Unto thy seed will I give this land. He shall send his angel before thee, and thou shalt take a wife unto my son from thence. And if the woman will not be willing to follow thee, then thou shalt be clear from this my oath. Only bring not my son thither again. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swore to him concerning the matter. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master, and departed, for all the goods of his master were in his hand. And he arose and went to Mesopotamia, unto the city of Nahor. And he made his camels to kneel down without the city by a well of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water. And he said, O Most High of my master Abraham, I pray thee, send me good seed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, Let down thy pitcher, I pray thee, that I may drink. And she shall say, Drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. Let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Yishak. And thereby shall I know that thou hast showed kindness unto my master. And it came to pass, before he had done speaking, that, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, and wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. And the servant ran to meet her and said, Let me, I pray thee, drink a little water of thy pitcher. And she said, Drink, my master. And she hasted and let down her pitcher from her head and gave him drink. And when she had done giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for thy camels also, until they have done drinking. And she hasted and emptied her pitcher into the trough and ran again into the well to draw water, and she drew for all his camels. And the man, wondering at her, held his peace, and wit whether the Almighty had made his journey prosperous or not. And it came to pass, as the camels had done drinking, that the man took a golden earring and half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekels weight of gold, and said, Whose daughter art thou? Tell me, I pray thee, is there room in thy father's house for us to lodge in? And she said to him, I am daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, which she bare unto Nahor. She said moreover unto him, We have both straw and provender enough, and room to lodge in. And the man bowed down his head and worshipped the Almighty. And he said, Blessed be the Most High, power of my master Abraham, whom have not left destitute my master of his mercy and his truth. I being in the way, the Most High led me to the house of my master's brethren. And the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. And Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the well. And it came to pass, when he saw the earrings and bracelets upon his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spake the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the well, and he said, Come in, thou blessed of the Most High. Why standest thou without? For I have prepared the house and room for the camels. And the man came into the house, and he ungirded his camels, and gave straw and provender for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him. And there was set meat before him to eat. And he said, I will not eat until I have told my errand. And he said, Speak on. And he said, I am Abram's servant, and the Most High hath blessed my master greatly, and he is become great, and he hath given him flocks and herds and silver and gold and men servants and maid servants and camels and asses. And Sarah, my master's wife, bare him a son to my master when she was old, and unto him he hath given all that he hath. And my master made me swear, saying, Thou shalt not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell. But thou shalt go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. And I said unto my master, Peradventure the woman will not follow me. And he said unto me, The Most High, before whom I walk, will send his angel with thee, and prosper thy way, and thou shalt take a wife for my son, and of my kindred, and of my father's house. Then shalt thou be clear from this my oath, when thou comest to my kindred, and if they giveth not thee one, thou shalt be clear of my oath. And I came this day unto the well, and said, O Most High of my master Abraham, if now thou do prosper my way which I go, behold, I stand by the well of water, and it shall come to pass that when the virgin cometh forth to draw water, and I say to her, Give me, I pray thee, a little water, of thy pitcher to drink. And she said to me, both drink thou, and I will also draw for thy camels. Let the same be the woman whom the Most High have appointed out for my master's son. And before I had done speaking in mine heart, behold, Rebekah came forth with her pitcher on her shoulder, and she went down unto the well and drew water. And I said unto her, let me drink, I pray thee. And she made haste and let down her pitcher from her shoulder and said, drink, and I will give thy camels drink also. So I drank, and she made the camels drink also. And I asked her and said, whose daughter art thou? And she said, daughter of Bethuel, Nahor's son, whom Milcah bare unto him. And I put the earrings upon her face and the bracelets upon her hands. And I bowed down my head and worshiped the Most High and blessed the Almighty power of my master Abraham, which he led me in the right way to take my master's brother's daughter unto his son. And now if you will deal kindly and truly with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, that I may turn to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the thing proceedeth from the Most High. We cannot speak unto thee bad or good. Behold, Rebekah is before thee. Take her and go, and let her be thy master's son's wife, as the Almighty hath spoken. And it came to pass that when Abraham's servant heard their words, he worshipped the Almighty, bowing himself to the earth. And the servant brought forth jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment, and gave them to Rebekah. He gave also to her brother and to her mother precious things. And they did eat and drink, and he and the men that were with him also tarried all night. And they rose up in the morning, and he said, send me away unto my master. And her brother and her mother said, let the damsel abide with us a few days, and least 10. After that she shall go. And he said unto them, hinder me not, seeing the Almighty hath prospered my way. Send me away that I might go to my master. And he said, we will call the damsel and inquire at her mouth. And they called Rebekah and said unto her, wilt thou go with this man? And she said, I will go. And they sent Rebekah their sister and her nurse and Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said unto her, thou art our sister, be thou the mother of thousands of millions, and let thy seed possess the gate of those which hate them. And Rebekah arose and her damsels, and they rode upon the camels and followed the men. And the servants took Rebekah and went his way.
You all right?
And Isaac came from the way of the well Laharoi, for he dwelt in the south country. And Isaac went out to meditate in the field at the eventide. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, the camels were coming. And Rebekah lifted up her eyes, and when she saw Isaac, she lighted off the camel. For she had said unto the servant, What man is this that walketh in the field to meet us? And the servant had said, It is my master. Therefore she took a veil and covered herself. And the servant told Isaac all these things that he had done. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her, and Isaac was comforted after his mother's death.
Thank you. That was a lot as far as with that go, but this was the understanding as far as how it was the father's responsibility to find his son or his daughter, a wife or a husband. And see, this is what we have the problem in today, because we see that the man is not in the home and he's not taking on the responsibility of fulfilling his obligation and playing the role as the husband and the father. You see what I'm saying? See, I wanted to title this thing about ye are gods, because the thing is, when Yah had made Adam, he gave Adam the responsibility of having dominion over everything. And due to the fact that he gave him dominion, he said that the man could not be alone. He needed a helpmeet. And this is what we understand why it's important to have a man that knows and become aware of the law to bring peace in the house. And if you don't know and understand the law, how can your home ever be in peace if the man is not there and he's not implementing the law? You see what I'm saying? It's very important for you to know the law in order to keep peace in the house. You see what I'm saying? And you got to understand, we are like no other nation. Yeah, I said we was a peculiar people. You see what I'm saying? We not like the other people. That's why he told us in the law not to follow the ways of the heathen. You see what I'm saying? So the reason when we go into the scriptures, I said not to mix your blood with every woman that you involve yourself with, because you're taking on their spirit. You see what I'm saying? Because you do have wicked women out there, and you do have wicked men out there. According to the law, when you mix your seed with them, you never know what you're going to get. You see what I'm saying? And this is why Abraham not told his servant not to take a wife of the Canaanite, right? So let me read to you, since my sister already read. I'm going to read Deuteronomy 7, the 7th chapter, 1 through 4. And this is the reason why Abraham told his servant not to take a wife of the Canaanites. Let's go. I'm going to read to you Deuteronomy 7, I'm going to start at the first verse, and I'm going to read to 4. It said, when the Most High thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittite and Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Most High thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, no show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy you suddenly. You see what I'm saying? And this is why we understand, by we being a sovereign people, given the laws of the Most High, that we just can't deal with just anybody. You see what I'm saying? So when you look according to this law, we can see in the testimony of 1 Kings 11 that Solomon had 700 wives. And this is a testimony concerning Deuteronomy 7:1-4 to show you that you being a peculiar people, you just can't deal with just no anybody. This ain't just like you find somebody and all of a sudden, hey, I'm digging on you. I like you, you like me. No, it's nothing like that. Due to the fact that you are the people of Yah, you have a responsibility to uphold to the Most High. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, when you don't please the Most High, He become angry with you, and therefore you are punished because you disregarded the law. Now, let me show you 1 Kings 11, and I ain't going to read too far up into it, but I'm going to just show you that Solomon had did wrong by taking all these women, and they end up turning them away from the Most High, according to the law in Deuteronomy 7:1-4. So here goes 1 Kings 11, and can you read that for me, sister, from the top, if you don't mind?
Hold on, I got to do this real quick.
Okay, I'll take it. 1 Kings 11, right? And I'm going to start from the top. It said, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with daughters of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Sidonians, Hittites, of the nations concerning which the Most High said unto the children of Israel, ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love, and he had 700 wives, princes, and 300 concubines, and his wives turned away his heart. For it came to pass when Solomon was old that his wives turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Most High his power, as was the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after, I can't say the names right, and the reason why I'm going to show you in that, when we read in Exodus 23:13, that we are not to make mention of no other deities. So it said, for it came to pass when Solomon was old, and his wife turned away his heart after other gods, and his heart was not perfect with the Most High thy power, and with the heart of David his father. For Solomon went after this god, the goddess of this god, and after Milcom, an abomination of the Amorites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Most High, and went not fully after the Most High, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build a place for Chemosh in the abomination of Moab, and the hills that is before Jerusalem, and for the deity, the abomination of the children of Ammon. So we see, due to the fact that Solomon started to intermingle and see with all these different nations of women, that he ended up started going after their gods. And this is where the Most High started to be displeased with Solomon. So you got to understand, when you read Deuteronomy 7:6, let's go to Deuteronomy 7:6, and show you, Yah says we are a peculiar people. We are not like no other nations. We have to separate ourselves from other nations, because you're going to understand the other nations went after other gods. Here goes Deuteronomy 7:6. He said, for thou art a holy people unto the Most High thy God. The Most High thy God hath chosen me to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Most High did not set his love upon you, nor chose you, because ye were more in numbers than any people, for ye were the fewest of people. But because the Most High loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto our fathers, hath the Most High brought you out with a mighty hand and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hands of the Pharaoh, king of Egypt. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand, you're not like no other nations. You're not regular. There's nothing about you that you can identify with other nations because Yah chose you. And due to the fact that he gave the laws to us, and this is why we became a sovereign people. But how we fell from the Most High is when we went into idolatry and started worshiping other deities. So you got to understand, it's just like this. You are the man of the house. And the man of the house has rules that he wants his children to live by. Whatever the father says, that the children must abide by. So when you take it upon yourself and do things otherwise, it's going to be the fathers that's going to punish you. You see what I'm saying? And you need to understand that what we're going to learn today, that the father has a major and significant role. When we read Psalms 82 and 6, when he said, ye are gods, but ye will die like men, look at how Yah said he created Adam. Wisdom comes from the mouth of Yah. Yah created Adam and put him to sleep and took one of his ribs, which he ended up making a woman. Therefore, Yah said, when he said, this shall be called woman because she became of man. This is why Adam said, this is bones of my bones, flesh of my flesh. And if you look through Genesis, the first chapter, how Yah worked the 6 days and rest the seventh, this is how we are to live. We follow in the roles of the Most High. Yah worked it 6 days. First day he created day and night. Second day he made the firmaments and the water. The third day he made the earth and the sea. The fourth day he made the greater light and the lesser light. The fifth day he made the whales, the fowls. And the sixth day he made men, and then he rested the seventh day. And this is why we have the Sabbath. Because we follow in the footsteps and the image, what we say in the image of the Most High, we follow in his pattern. He worked the 6 days, but he rested the Sabbath. Men work 6 days, but they rest on the Sabbath. Understand we are following the ways of the Most High, how he did things, and we follow his pattern. And he gave man dominion over the earth, which the Most High has dominion over the whole entire universe. We got to understand where we are in society. We became the tail and not the head because we disregarded the law, statutes, and commandments. When we start going after these other gods, Yah had judged us according to the law. Are you there, Sister Eva?
Hold on 1 second. I got to get this medication.
Okay, you go ahead and do your thing. Just let me know when you come back in. I'm going to show you that when Yah judged us and he punished us according to the law. Let me show you Exodus 21 and 24. And this goes, Eda.
I'm sorry.
No, put it on mute.
Huh?
Put your phone on mute.
Okay, sorry.
All right. And the law right here is how Yah judged us, right? He says, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. So what you do unto me is going to come back unto you. We understand what we said, what goes around comes around. Now let's show you, according to the testimony, how Yah judged us and punished us. I'm going to go to Deuteronomy 32 and 21. We're going to start right there. And I'm going to show you that when Yah punished us, he punished us according to the law. Exodus 21 and 24, eye for eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot. Here goes Deuteronomy 32. And we're going to start, I'm going to read and start in verse 21. He said, they have moved me to jealousy with that which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities. And I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation. For a fire is kindled in my anger, and shall burn until the lowest hell, and shall consume the earth with her increase, and set on fire the foundations of the mountain. You see what I'm saying? So Yah says you provoke me to jealousy, I'm going to provoke you to jealousy with a foolish nation. So what you did to me, I'm going to do back to you. And this when we go into, let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 36. Now understand that you are in captivity. Well, Yah says he was going to provoke you to jealousy with a nation that was a people that was a foolish nation. Check this out right here. It says Deuteronomy 28 and 36. The Most High shall bring them, and thy king which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, and there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. So we understand, due to our captivity, we're not in our land. And when you read out throughout the scripture, you're always going to see that when Yah bring us home, he talking about bringing us back to the land where he promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The land which he gave to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You got to understand, this is not your place of rest. And due to the fact that our people are understanding and learning who they are, you got to understand we was cursed. Because don't Deuteronomy 28 and 28 says the Most High shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. So when you come out to understanding that Yah has taken the veil from over your eyes to let you know who you are. But now, I'm finna show you something that this book has been messed with. For you to understand, this ain't just like no wake-up call where you just go up and just get it like that. Now, we going through a trial where we need to understand Yah is testing us to see how loyal are we going to be to him. Let me show you Ezekiel 20, where Yah says this, right? Check this out. This is Ezekiel 20. And I'm going to start at verse 24.
I'm back, brother.
Okay, you ready, sister?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. We were showing, I was talking to the people out there, and we was talking about the book in which we read. We was talking about and trying to explain that just because the veils that came over your eyes for you to know that you are Israel, now you got a task to accomplish. And this is a trial where Yah is trying us to let us know he want to see where your heart is truly at, right? I would like for you, sister, to read to the people Ezekiel 20 and start from the 24th verse and read on down to 28. And this is just to understand, just because you don't become awakened to know who you are, it's just you ain't finna up and just get this knowledge right away. You're going to have to do some work in order to find the truth. You see what I'm saying? Can you read to us Ezekiel, the 20th chapter, and start at the 24th verse?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they had not executed my judgment, but had despised my statutes, and had polluted my Sabbath, and their eyes went after their fathers' idols. Wherefore I gave them also statutes that were not good, and judgments whereby they should not live. And I polluted them in their own gifts, in that they caused to pass through the fire all that opened the womb, and I might make them desolate, to the end that they might know that I am the Most High.
You can stop right there, sister. So right there, we talking about now, this is a trial and error. This is a time where now that the veils have came off your eyes to recognize that I'm not an African American. I'm not black. Due to the fact that the curses done came upon my people, y'all said that we was cursed. Now let's read Proverbs 25 and verse 1 and 2.
Proverbs 25, 1 and 2. Says, these are also Proverbs of Solomon, which the men of Hezekiah, king of Yehudah, copied out. It is the glory of the Most High to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter.
Okay. So you understand that this ain't just no easy. You ain't finna up and just get nothing right away. You finna start doing some digging. You see what I'm saying? You gonna have to work for this. In order to get into the kingdom, you gonna put in some work for this. I mean, we go through back and forth in the scriptures. We read back and forth on and on. You know what I'm saying? Trying to understand the laws and the testimony. What is that y'all want us to know about the law, about the covenant? Why was the covenant given to us? Why did we have to sit in a place where we are hated and mistreated to other nations who have the opportunity to have everything in the world, the riches and the wealth? I mean, they just got it all. So the fact is that we got to work our way up. And when we work our way up, some of our people take the easy road. You're selling your soul. You got to understand that. You sold your soul. So you're not going to get this right away. You're going to have to do a lot of research. You're going to have to do a lot of reading. You're going to have to do a lot of studying. This ain't just going to come to you just up and like I just got it. No. Yah tells us how to read the word. Isaiah 8 and 20 says, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not of these words, there's no light in them. We understand that the law is a tool to guide us to understanding the truth. And what me and my sister Elam, we've been reading according to the law and showing you according to the testimony of how we're supposed to live in this day and time. Because this is a social studies book. This is not a religious book. You got to understand this. When you look about everything that was prophesied, the transatlantic slave trade is a true story. When he said that we was going to be sold to the Grecians, you see what I'm saying? When we talked about Alexander the Great that's mentioned in the book, is a true story. You see what I'm saying? History is real. But see, that's the thing is, it was Yah who prophesied these things, and it came to pass. And the only thing we see in life is just when it comes down to churches, we see religion. You see what I'm saying? But this is about history. This is about your heritage. Now check this out. Let's show Israel about their heritage, what Yah says. Can you read let's go to Psalm 61 and 5.
Psalm 61
Yep.
and 5.
Yep.
For thou, O Most High, hast heard my vows. Thou hast given me the heritage of those that fear thy name.
Understand. You was given a heritage in order that other nations will fear the Most High. Because, see, when Yah shows his glory and his power, he said all the heathens going to know that there's a true and living God. And see, this is what our people don't understand. We're not dealing with religion. We're dealing with heritage. Now, show them in Jeremiah 17 and 4 when Yah had took away our heritage. And then we're going to go into Lamentations and we're going to show you where our heritage was given to another nation, them Ashkenazi Jews.
And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For you have kindled a fire in my anger, which shall burn forever.
And this is why we was put here. This is why we was see, that's what people don't understand when we come according to the laws. You see what I'm saying? This never had nothing to do with religion. It had everything to do with your heritage. Why is it that the black man do not know and understand who he is? You calling yourself an African American and saying about Leo Scipio Africanus was a white man. Amerigo Vespucci was a white man. But you want to call yourself an African American. Now, show them in Psalms 49:11 when there was war going on and colonization was going on, we see that these nations conquered other nations and they named the land after themselves.
Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own name.
You see that? So how can you call yourself an African American and you being named after a white person? Did you know in 1988 that Jesse Jackson went to a black diaspora conference and he renamed us African American? Check out Jesse Jackson when he went to the diaspora conference in 1988, and this is where we came from. So we was called black. We've been called African American. We done been called Negro, and we have been called nigger. Look, read Deuteronomy 28 and 37, and this is a prophecy what we're talking about right now.
I'm sorry, Deuteronomy what?
28 chapter and 37 verse.
Okay. The Most High shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face, and they shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. The Almighty shall command the blessing upon thee in thy storehouses and in all that thou settest thy hand unto, and he shall bless thee in the land which the Almighty.
Okay, did you read Deuteronomy 28 chapter and 37 verse?
37. Okay.
Yeah.
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations whither the Almighty. Keep going.
Okay, that's it right there. So you was called a byword. You was called a nigger. You was called Negro. We was called Afro-American. And now, due to Jesse Jackson, we are called African-American, being named after white men. Understand that. So, in order for us to get back to where we need to be, is truly taking heed to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Now, understand, we read Deuteronomy 7:6 and said that you are a peculiar people. Y'all said you was a special people, none like no other. You are completely different from every nation. I don't care. You can love the white man all you want to. But if it comes according to the law, where it said that you can't intermarry with them, you can't intermarry with them at all. But until they come to you. And see, we need to understand this, right? Check this out. When we talk about marriage, when we was talking about early, we are completely different from every people in this nation. A lot of people want you to marry outside the nation, but you got to follow their custom, but they refuse to follow yours. See, we don't have no custom because we was unaware who we were. We didn't understand why is it that the black man is at the bottom and the white man is at the top. We understand that now. Now, let's go through a testimony according to interracial marriage that if you was to marry outside your nation, that they will have to take hold of your covenant to be accepted in the land. Let's go to the book of Ruth here, and we're going to show a testimony according to Ruth when she took hold of the covenant and she was married to a Judite whose name was Marlon. And she was accepted in the kingdom, which Ruth is like the foregrandmother to King David. Let's go to the book of Ruth, and we're going to read starting at the first verse, and we're going to read to 1 through 16. And we're going to show Ruth was a Moabitess who took hold of the covenant of Israel and was accepted into the congregation. Let's go through that and do that.
Okay, Ruth 1?
Yep.
Okay. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land, and a certain man of Bethlehem, Yehudah, went to sojourn in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. And the name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife Naomi, and the name of his sons Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem, Yehudah. And they came into the country of Moab and continued there. And Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left, and her 2 sons. And they took them wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one was Orpah, and the name of the other Ruth. And they dwelled there about 10 years. And Mahlon and Chilion died also, both of them. And the woman was left of her 2 sons and her husband. Then she arose with her daughters-in-law, that she might return from the country of Moab. For she had heard in the country of Moab how that the Almighty had visited his people in giving them bread. Wherefore she went forth out of the place where she was, and her 2 daughters-in-law with her, and they went on the way to return unto the land of Yehudah. And Naomi said unto her 2 daughters-in-law, Go, Return each to her mother's house. The Almighty deal kindly with you, as you have dealt with the dead and with me. The Almighty grant you that you find rest, each of you in the house of her husband. Then she kissed them, and they lifted up their voice and wept. And they said unto her, Surely we will return with thee unto thy people. And Naomi said, Turn again, my daughter. Why will you go with me? Are there yet any more sons in my womb, that they may be your husband? Turn again, my daughters, go your way, for I am too old to have an husband. If I should say I have hope, if I should say I have an husband also tonight, and should also bear sons, would ye tarry for them till they were grown? Would you stay for them from having husbands? Nay, my daughters, for it grieveth me much for your sakes that the hand of the Almighty is gone out against me. And they lifted up their voice and wept again. And Orpah kissed her mother-in-law, but Ruth clave unto her. And she said, Behold, thy sister-in-law is gone back unto her people and unto her deities. Return thou after thy sister-in-law. And Ruth said, Entreat me not to leave thee, or to return from following after thee. For whither thou goest, I will go, and where thou lodgest, I will lodge. Thy people shall be my people, and thy deity my deity.
Okay. Go ahead. That's cool right there. So you see right there, right, according to the book of Ruth, Ruth was a Moabite. And it was Ruth who took hold of the covenant. And she said, let your people be my people and your God be my God. So you need to understand, you just can't up and just marry anybody. And when you are a special group of people concerning the Most High. You see what I'm saying? So now, I said I wanted to show you the reason why I do my best not to make mention of other deities, because we have a law coming into the truth where Yah tells us to make no mention of other gods. Can you show them Exodus 23 and 13?
And in all things that I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention of the name of another deity, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth.
And see, this is why we try to do our best, because we read in Deuteronomy 32 and 21, Yah said he was a jealous God. And when you make mention of another God, you are really angering the Most High. And see, we got to understand everything what I'm talking about. We talking about the Most High's prophecy, everything that came to pass of us going into a land unknown to us, serving our enemies, worshiping their gods. You see what I'm saying? We need to understand that. You're not in your land. And due to the fact that what Israel did is what angered the Most High, is what brought us here. Because, see, again, we bear the sins of our forefathers. Now, I want to go back to what I said when I was trying to tell you about our heritage, right? We read Psalm 61 and 5, where Yah said he has given us a goodly heritage with those that fear his name, to the fact in Jeremiah 17 and 4, where we was discontinued from our heritage due to the fact that we was into idolatry. You see what I'm saying? So now I want to show you what Yah said he had gave our heritage to the other nations, right? Let's go to Lamentations 5, right? The 5th chapter, and we're going to see why these white people over there in Jerusalem is calling themselves the Jews of the Bible, right? Just to show you, this is prophecy. This is what the Most High manifested out of his own mouth. When he spoke, it happened. So we're going to go to Lamentations 5, right, and show you.
From the top?
Yeah, from the top, sister. You all good.
Remember, O Most High, what is come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities.
You can stop right there, sister. I appreciate that. So the point where we was getting at, the same people that's claiming to be us is up in Jerusalem. And this is prophecy. This is showing you this is a real book. This ain't nothing to be played with. You see what I'm saying? And the only way we won't come out of this situation is coming back to the law. You see what I'm saying? We got to keep the covenant of the Most High, no matter if it's an old covenant or not. We are still under the covenant of the Most High. You see what I'm saying? So now, we done show that the heritage was given to us, that the people that was once blessed became cursed and was taken out of their land to serve enemies and to worship their God. And then our inheritance was given over to the enemy who's claiming to be the Jews who inherit Jerusalem in the year 1947. And this is when you're talking about World War I. Germany was involved in that war. Understand that. Everything, y'all always prophesy. He gonna, in some cases, he'll tell you what's going to come about with the prophecy, how it's going to happen. Other times, he just going to speak it from his mouth, and it's just going to happen. We didn't know that when it came down to the, you know what I'm saying, slavery thing, that we was going to be up in ships, but he told us anyway. That's Deuteronomy 28 and 68. So when you talk about Egypt, we talking about a country that functions just like Egypt. If you know up in America, in Washington, D.C., when they got the Washington Monument, that same that monument, it was called the Egyptian obelisk. The same Egyptian obelisk what you see up in Egypt has been put there in America. Them same pillars that show you that the Roman Colosseums, when you see Abraham Lincoln sitting in a chair in Washington, D.C., and you see them 8 pillars across from there, that's showing you up in Greek, Roman and Greek captivity. You need to understand what's going on, because this is real. But see, I wanted to show you, according to the word of Yah, he said that everything has been altered. It's been flipped upside down. You see what I'm saying? Everything is flipped upside down. Sorry, my phone might go out in a few, but I'm going to have to call you back. But I'm just letting you know. You know what I'm saying? So,
Okay.
Can you show them Isaiah 24:1?
Behold, the Most High maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And
Okay.
it shall be.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, and as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him.
Okay, that's cool. I appreciate that, sis. So now, y'all is showing you everything is upside down. He telling you right there, he said, and it shall be as with the people, so with the priests, which we got pastors in churches. We got the Catholic priests. Everything has been altered. As with the servant, we became the servant to the white man. As with his master, we serve the white man. As with the maid and with the mistress, our women became maids and mistress. Right? Now check this out. We finna rock with this Sabbath, right? Because I just wanted to just implement on our people need to understand who made the law. He that maketh the law can take it away also. So when you call yourself, I understand Israel want to be right with the Most High. But it was a time when y'all said to do the law, and when you was in captivity, the law was taken away from you. So let's go to Exodus 20:8, right? And that's about remember the Sabbath, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go rock with that. Because, see, people don't understand that, oh, you doing all these holy days. Y'all said this land is polluted. How can you do a holy day and you in captivity? So we finished touch on that. And let's go start with the Sabbath. And then we're going to show how this world is turned upside down. Go read me Psalms 20:8. Exodus 20:8.
Remember the Shabbat day to keep it holy.
Mm-hmm. So he told you remember the Sabbath to keep it holy, right? Now touch on Hosea 2:11.
I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, and her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts.
Mm-hmm. That's you finished with it? Yep.
You want me to keep going?
No, that's cool right there. Because the fact is, he told you remember the Sabbath, and then he said he calls all her mirth into cease. He said your solemn feast, your new moons, and your Sabbath. Right? Now, let's touch on Micah 2:10. Right? Micah 2:10. Let's go to Micah 2:10.
And the Most High spake unto the I'm sorry. I'm in Jonah. Sorry about that.
It's all good, sister.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted,
it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction.
That's good right there. So he told you that he said, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. How can you do a Sabbath in captivity when he said this place is polluted? He told you that everything has been upside down, changed upside down. Now, touch on Daniel 7:25 for me, and then we finna go talk. We finna talk about this.
Daniel 7.
Yeah.
25
Yeah.
says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
Okay, that's cool. Now let's talk. We read Isaiah 24:1, everything's been altered. Micah 2:10 said this is not your place of rest. So you work every day. Sometimes your boss will make you work 7 days a week and do a double shift. This ain't about, whatever the Most High gave us, we can do. No, whatever the Most High gives, he also taketh away. Because he said he will cause all your months to cease. your solemn feasts, your new moons, and your Sabbath. Now understand, Israel, watch this. You are on the Western Hemisphere, on another part of the world. When it is crescent moon in Israel in the east, it's a full moon in the Western Hemisphere. But you're going to say the full moon is the new moon, and it's 14 days. You 7 days late and 6 hours short. Because you understand this, that the moon revolves and rotates around the earth. Understand that and know that, right? Now check this out. The moon has 14 different phases where it goes from a crescent moon to a full moon in 14 days. And this is where we get the Passover. Let's go to Exodus 12, right? Check this out. This 14 days. I just want you to read what it tells you, says the 14 days of the Passover, right? Let's start at, you can start at the first verse. You can start at the first verse. And we're going to stop. You can start at the first verse. You there? Well, I'm going to read till she get back, right? Right. I'm going to start at verse 1, Exodus 12. And the Most High spake unto Moses and Aaron and the land of Egypt, saying, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto the congregation of Israel.
All right, Ouidah, are you there? I don't hear the audio. All right, I think we have some technical difficulties, family. Matter of fact, since we're waiting for Ouidah to call back in, let me run down the line and let y'all know what's going on the platform. Tomorrow, if you check us out, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we have special guest Kalaya. He's going to be here presenting a lesson called "Does the Melchizedek priesthood supersede the Levitical priesthood?" If you missed that debate, it went down a few weeks ago between Kalaya and Brother Josh. And anytime you debate in the Lions, then the new rule is you can call in and present a lesson on the platform with any lesson that you do on Debate Talk Radio. So this will be Kalaya's version of his debate. Again, so make sure you tune in tomorrow and check out that class. All right, Wednesday, of course, we have the second quarter with special guest Only Love. She will be here live on Debate Talk Radio. Of course, the second quarter is hosted by Ashanti, and the title of that show is called Black Biblical Destiny Uncovered. That's the Black Biblical Destiny Uncovered. Make sure you tune in, check out the second quarter. On Thursday, we're going to have a segment that we have a brand new segment on Debate Talk View. It's called Wise Counsel. It's called Wise Counsel. The brand new host for that segment is actually Brother Judah from the NMP, the Knesset of Jesus. I got to actually call him and confirm to make sure we're still on for this particular Thursday, but it's a brand new segment where we have elders come on the platform and they deal with different topics. So we just, starting a new segment, a new trend where we have just the elders on the platform with this Wise Counsel thing that we're doing. And, you're going to be hearing a lot more about the Wise Counsel. We're just setting things up behind the scenes. We've got some more things we want to have in store for you guys. But check out, it's a possibility that I got to make sure, with Judah, that everything's good for Thursday. But if so, check out the Wise Counsel this Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And on Friday, we're going to have a tribute to Felix. That's right. My friend Felix actually passed away. He's actually a friend of mine, and he's actually been a big supporter of Debate Talk Radio. He's also one of the original members of Brother Josh's Absolute Bible Truth. So this Friday, we're going to do a tribute show to him. We're going to have some of his loved ones, friends, family members call in on that day and, show some love. So make sure you tune in on Friday. If you knew the brother, if you didn't know the brother, make sure you tune in regardless and check out the show. Again, that's going to go down Friday. It's going to go down Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on Debate Talk Radio. We still didn't call in, so let me check and see what's going on. So stand by, family. We'll be right back after these messages. Stand by. All right, family. We are back once again at Debate Talk Radio. Check us out Monday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Blog Talk Radio. That's www.blogtalkradio.com/Debate Talk. You can check out the show via Blog Talk or dial in 319-527-6239. Listen to your phone. Listen via Skype. You can also use Google Voice or Talkatone and listen to the show anywhere you are. Ouidah actually didn't call back in. I guess his phone officially died, and I guess we're going to need some time to charge. So, therefore, I have to wrap it up at this particular point. Let us know what you thought about this show. Send me an email, debatetalkview@gmail.com. Of course, we're going to have it on YouTube, so leave your comments in the YouTube section, in the comment section. Let us know what you thought. And we're going to see you guys tomorrow. Take care, and God bless.